Widowmaker, fun as she is, nerfed as she has been, is a little bit problematic. So, while I have been on a 4-week break, a lot of it has to do with just mental stuff. Due to lockdown, I had to focus just on playing games with my friends, being with family, and of course in the Christmas period, but also just being with my girlfriend, because this kind of isolation and just staying inside and not being social is something that gets to me quite a lot. So I had to take a break for you to focus on that while there was work stuff going on, as I still, of course, work full time, and all that kind of got to me. So while I've been relaxing and trying to kind of just like get back the time to make YouTube videos, I've been working on this really great topic, trying to go from gold to diamond or master. Not sure which one I'll stop on, as a Widowmaker 1 trick, which is more difficult for me as I am not a Widowmaker player at all. It's actually my worst hero in Overwatch. Now, fun as that has been and still is, and if you want to stay tuned for that video, seeing how a guy that has been coaching, contender level Widowmaker players, private coach, hundreds of individuals, a lot of those being Widowmaker players, trying to see him fail on playing Widow, even though I'm a 4.2 KP Genji player, and I somehow can't play Widow. It's very entertaining. I learned a lot doing it. That also kind of was the fun of it. And I can't wait to make a video. So definitely subscribe, turn the bell notification on. But there are some stuff that we got to talk about. That's Widowmaker's Grapple. And how it is on the current patch. And how you can fix it for yourself. Hopefully, maybe the dev team wants to take a look at it as well. But I think I found a little bit of a way to fix this broken mess. Hello, my beautiful and lovely game. As always, my name is Jonal. If you like this type of content, if you want to see more Overwatch stuff, liking the video helps promote the video, spread it out, which I will very much appreciate after being gone for 3 to 4 weeks. I don't think the algorithm is going to be very happy with me, but so I very much appreciate you liking this video, dropping your comments down below. What is your sensitivity on Widowmaker's Grapple? Do you have any tips, tricks for new Widowmaker players coming up? Or for me, struggling on Widow currently? Very fun, definitely not torturing myself, grinding. There's so many rank games to go from gold. Like, I forgot how long time it takes just to play the matches to go directly from gold to plat to diamond. It's just such a long stretch. It just takes a long time. So if you have anything, words of encouragement, anything to stifle my depression, very much appreciated. And of course, if you want to rank up, improve, get better at the games, High Measure Private Coach, it's 50 euros for a 2-hour session. You can hit me up on a Discord server, link down in description. But let's just begin. Widowmaker has a grapple sensitivity, which if you are a veteran of Overwatch, I mean you played for very early and you haven't paid attention to Widowmaker or the patch notes, you might have missed this. And be like, what the fuck? Widowmaker's grapple is normally 100%, meaning the computer will try to aim the grapple for you 100% of the time and have like this very, very, very large circle of where it's sensitive. So when you shoot it at something, or if it's 100% in something's general direction, it will try to guess what you want it to grapple at and try to snatch onto that. Issue is, it's not always as good as knowing what you want to shoot it at, and that gets you into a lot of bad situations where it will grapple onto the wrong things, ending up that you can't escape the dive that is on you, trying to grapple onto a high ground to take an angle, especially in the start on maps on ruins, and it will snap onto a lamp instead, or grapple onto something completely different, even though you're not even remotely pointing at it. You point at one object, and it snaps onto something else. This is very frustrating. Like, seriously. The fact that it just auto-aims over to something completely different in this unlogical way is just annoying. It's inconsistent, it gets you killed, it does you wasting your grapple so you can't take positions, losing your valuable time that you would be normally applying pressure to opposing sides, and can lose you matches, which is stupid. Now, then of course you can turn the slider from 100% all the way down to, you would probably think 0%, but actually 10%. 10%, then it will majority of the time allow you to send it exactly where you're aiming at it. Now the issue is of course that most Widowmaker players are used to 100%, so a lot of your grapple shots that you have maybe learned by just playing Widowmaker here and there will have to be relearned. Also, it requires far more aim, meaning in theory you will have to do much slower shots. And by much slower, I mean like you aim for a split second. But when you're being Widow and you're constantly under pressure, and especially after a health reduction nerf, you know that split second is literally the difference between you getting away and hitting the headshot and finishing the guy because you have time to aim, and you dying mid-grapple without being allowed to even fire the shot. Therefore, this is how I fix it. Currently, I'm experimenting a little bit. That's why I would like your feedback on this. I'm currently using about 30% sensitivity. This seems to be helping with the auto-aim enough that you can pull off fast grapples, but far more consistently, so it doesn't grab on to fucking, I don't know, you aim it at like a high ground and it snaps onto Winston's thick monkey ass, right? Like, hopefully it has, well, that would actually be kind of nice if you could do that, but that's a different story. Hopefully it will grapple onto whatever you want it to grapple onto without having you to be pinpoint pixel precise. Because when I was playing around with like 10% sensitivity, thinking, oh, the more control I have, the better it is, a lot of time you would undershoot the edge, and you would hit like right under the edge, and it will pull you, and it will pull you at this weird angle, not giving you the movement boost that you want for the jump shot. Or sometimes it will fail to climb up because there are weird geometry on certain Overwatch maps fucking up your grapple. You name it. If you have it at super low sensitivity, just being like a little bit off, a little bit inconsistent, not being pixel point perfect every single time can fuck up your grapple almost more than the auto aim can. But if you have auto aim on, you will get these weird, frustrating scenarios that it will grapple onto weird stuff. Finding a sweet spot is, of course, the best solution, but I would highly appreciate if, of course, the video will get enough views, if an Overwatch dev watching this could take a look at this. There are some parts of the map where Widowmaker's grapple will snap onto you aim at an object. It doesn't snap to the edge of the object like you normally want to, but it snaps to under the ledge of the object, which is quite frustrating. Or sometimes you will aim at something completely logical, like I aim at a pillar or I aim at a high ground, and it will snap onto a completely different box way away from my crosshair or straight down. The same, like talking about straight down, I tried to do a grapple onto the ground and it will snap onto a ledge instead of the ground, even though I'm clearly pointing directly at the ground, because at 100% it is incredibly sensitive. And finding that sweet spot is nice. Like, again, at 30-40% it feels better. It feels like you have more control while it's still helping you, but it's still kind of scary. As somebody that plays Overwatch, I like my consistency. It is my consistency that keeps me ranking up. That's why Genji and Tracer are some of my favorite heroes. They are very consistent, have a high skill ceiling, a lot of mechanics required, and a lot of tech. You can do a lot of small, cool stuff. Widowmaker is among those heroes that are fun, but it's kind of frustrating when it happens. Like even though it might be 1 out of 10 grapples, it's still one of those grapples that fucked up hard in a way that I don't want it to do. And when it's the AI doing it, you can of course say, well, you should just be able to trick the computer and know exactly how it's going to operate. But at some certain times, it feels random, where you doing a small movement or just being a little bit too close to another object, or for some reason, some algorithm in the game decided that that object seems to be more attractive and I'm going to pull towards that. It does it, even though it does not make sense or seem consistent at all. And that's the scary part. It does not feel good that you're kind of rolling a dice, even though the dice are loaded and in your favor, you're still rolling the dice if you're gonna get the grapple that you want exactly as you want them. And of course, with more and more time, you will learn all these weird janky points and how exactly to put it, and you can practice this on maps, but it still puts you in those scenarios where you haven't practiced the entire map, and also makes Widowmaker even more difficult to pick up than she already is, for a reason that is stupid. It is just that the game is auto-aiming to a weird spot on the map. It is not like mechanic or get good or you're just a noob. It is literally, I don't know, the game is just weird kind of things, which is not what you want from a such high skill ceiling DPS, which is so much fun. The grapple is a perfect ability for Widowmaker. It just needs a little bit of love and hopefully a little bit of readjustment to the maps. Now, again, if you like this type of content, liking it, greatly appreciate. Drop down your comments, your sensitivity, tips, tricks for new players on Widowmaker, or again, for me trying to rank up. It's going to be an interesting video when I finally get around to play all of my games and grind up the ladder. Besides that, please do take care of yourself. I know that the pandemic is tough, and again, I had to take a break myself from content creation and just focus on friends and family and that kind of stuff. But hopefully, again, we will soon be done with this. The vaccines are coming. I know it sucks. I know it's a long time, but we hold out this far. Let's hold out a little bit more just to make sure everyone in society is safe. Please do tell somebody that you love them, but also remember to take care of yourself. And as always, my name has been Jonal. Please do take care of yourself. As always, keep the enemy in your crosshair.